As good as Georgia's defense was this past weekend in their 10-3 victory over Clemson, the offense certainly had its struggles, obviously only scoring 3 points the entire game offensively. And that's kind of what this video is all about. Is it too early to panic? I, of course, say yes, it is, but I do think there are some concerns about this offense and what they can do over the next few weeks. So basically, just a few thoughts that came to mind when watching the game a second time. Number one, we got to remember, guys, this is Georgia's C team at receiver. There's no George Pickens. Probably won't be any George Pickens until maybe Florida or later. Obviously, no Eric Gilbert. He is not with the team right now. Kearis Jackson cannot play offense right now, or at least he didn't on Saturday, just returning punts in the game. Dominic Blaylock did not play at all. We keep hearing he's close, which, that's going to be a big thing. I don't know when close is, but Kirby Smart actually said yesterday to reporters that Dom Blaylock is closer to being back than Kearis Jackson. So Jermaine Burton is banged up. He missed most of fall camp. Their best guys, the guys who should be seeing the most playing time right now in their third or fourth year, those guys are not playing. So yeah, when you have to throw in Jalen Johnson, a nice little receiver, but he doesn't scare you. Ladd McConkey right now does not scare you. Marcus Rosemy-Jacksaint coming off an injury himself, he doesn't scare you. And obviously you've got a limited Jermaine Burton right now. He doesn't have the explosion that he has when he's fully healthy. So the group of guys out there was they weren't game changers. They weren't the guys that Georgia has recruited at a high level who are game changers. So at the end of the day, we have to remember that this is not Georgia's A squad out there. Number two, this was the game plan, right? To be conservative. Kirby told us yesterday in his Zoom conference that, hey, we didn't want to get in third and long. So we only got sacked one time. It's because we got, short yardages over and over and over again. To me, it looked like they were trying to nickel and dime them down the field. They just didn't get into the end zone. Obviously, you need to do that once, probably as many times as possible, especially if you're going to win the last game of the year. You've got to be scoring 40-plus points a game. And again, I get why the game plan was what it was. Get the ball out quickly. Go to your first option. This is a play just for James Cook. You throw it to him the second you have the ball. Lots of first option stuff below 10 yards. Listen, Clemson had like 6 DBs out there the whole time. They were in lots of dime, lots of nickel packages. They were not going to let Georgia throw the ball all over them, and they didn't. They did not take a lot of shots downfield. Arian Smith played. They did not give him an opportunity to make a big play down the field. So when you talk about Clemson's front seven, which was very good, still is, you don't want to get in third and down situations where they're absolutely coming after you. Again, I thought it was really impressive that they only had 1 sack, and that's because they got the ball out quickly to Brock Bowers, who had 6 catches. Not ideal for your tight end to lead the team in receiving, but it just kind of shows the inexperience and the lack of game-changing ability that some of these younger guys have. And again, these guys are young. Justin Robinson was out there. This is his second year. Ladd McConkey's second year. Arian Smith's second year. Jermaine Burton's second year. This is a very young core. And I don't think that they're ready. They're obviously not ready. Todd Monken designed the game plan knowing that they were not able to try to stretch the field as much as they have in previous games, especially towards the end of last year when he had guys like Pickens and so on. So I get why the game plan was it was, all right? So number one, the talent just wasn't there. Your guys were out. Number two, the game plan was to keep Clemson's offense off the field, take a lot of time off the clock. Number three, they have to be more explosive in the run game too. When you think about the word explosive, you think about offensive plays through the air. That's what we've seen from national championship quarterbacks the past few years, especially Joe Burrow and Mac Jones. They were slinging it down the field. That's what this Georgia fan base wants to see more of. Throws down the field, big play, plays in the passing game. And that's the exact opposite of what we saw. But doing it in the run game is going to help out there. If you're not breaking long runs, the defenses can continue to sit back and do their best to not let anything get by them. So they've got to do a better job in the run game. I thought the offensive line played okay against the run, but that's something they're going to have to do better at. So against UAB, they need more explosiveness in the run game and the passing game. It's going to help each other out, but at the end of the day, they're going to have to find some some big plays. And Kirby said it 2 days ago, actually. He goes, it's a moot point who's out. I don't think it's a moot point. I think it's actually a pretty big deal that their best receivers aren't playing. But he said it's a next man up mentality. Easier said than done, coach, especially with the inexperience these guys have. But he says that they expect to go out and make the same type of plays, and they're held to the same standard, and eventually someone is going to have to step up and make a play. They need more explosiveness against UAB. I'm expecting them to open up the offense a little more, take more shots downfield, even if it is with a Jalen Johnson, Ladd McConkey, even Brock Bowers or Arian Smith. This is a guy that we've seen get behind defenses against South Carolina and Louisville. They need to try to open it up, and even if they're not successful, at least go out and do it. Go out and try it. They didn't. I can't remember the last time Todd Monken, especially when he was at Oklahoma State, just scored 3 offensive points. This guy doesn't want this to be the game plan. That's not his game. He wants to drive the ball downfield and make explosive plays, but it's clear that he doesn't think the receiving core is able to do that right now because they didn't design any plays for it. They didn't try to. So eventually they're going to have to, and they need to do it against UAB. So no matter how it gets done, whether it's through play design or whether it's, hey, run by this guy, this is on you. It's a player's play. Someone's going to have to make a play. Someone's going to have to get the job done through the air. JT Daniels has the arm strength. Eventually it'll get there when guys like Burton are fully healthy, when guys like Blaylock and Kyrus Jackson are fully healthy. Those guys have explosiveness to them. So it's not too early to panic, because I do think that once these guys are back, things are going to start getting back to normal. Darnell Washington, too, can make some big explosive plays for you, especially in the middle of the field. But if they struggle against UAB again and they don't cover, which I could easily see happening if Georgia doesn't have that chemistry, UAB's a solid team. They've got some athletes on defense. If Georgia doesn't stretch the field, try to get some more explosiveness and continue to try to, short passing game, nickel and dime them, they're going to punt a few times, and the score might not be as indicative as fans want to see. They might not look like the number 2 team in the country against UAB if they don't put up 40 points and if they don't cover. So there's a lot to look forward to, but I definitely am expecting to see them opening up the passing game more, try to push the ball down the field, and find those explosive plays that this offense so desperately needs. Guys, thanks for watching this video. As always, stay tuned to the next one coming up right now, and I'll see you over on the website.